There's the green light. And we are ready to, I think. Hold on. There we are. We're ready. Hey, it's Gary, Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra. You are going to go to the teaching website, jollyrogerukulele.com, to get your sheet music for today. And today we are going to work on a song that you may have heard of before. It's called Happy Birthday. And I'm going to compare that with a song we worked on last week called Amazing Grace. And we will end up being amazing players. We are now I think this is week 4 of the series. And we're getting pretty close to wrapping up the current series. And so hopefully things are starting to make a little bit of sense for people. And what we're doing here is hard stuff. And so if it's not making any sense, that's okay too. All right, let me post this on Twitter, https://jollyrogerukulele.com. And then I go get to the photo, and it's lesson 19. 19 of 30 lessons, and we tweet that. All right, and wait for her to tweet. All right, tweeted. Double check that the link is working properly. In next hour's class, we're continuing our Irish and Celtic traditions, and so hopefully you will be joining me for that as well. And in that class this week, we've got so many songs that we're doing. Ash Grove, Danny Boy, Melville Castle, We Will Nigh Come Back Again, Parting Glass. We're going to be doing Waters Wide, In the Gloaming, Aaron Schul. Our Tin Pan Alley Tuesdays are going to include Silvery Moon and Dream a Little Dream. So we're playing crazy amounts of stuff in that class. This class, we're playing less amount but higher quality, right? And so we're trying to make sure that what we're making makes some kind of sense to somebody. So 12:07, let's go ahead and get started. Nancy, welcome in. Sound is good, but you sound like pollen is bothering you. Yes, I am full of guck. I am hoping to, I will try to speak a little more clearly, and I also just ate some popcorn, so that's also wandering around in my head. I need to. Plus, I think I'm grinding my teeth at night. I kind of have a headache for the last week and a half, either that or a brain tumor, one of the two. But in any event, I'm going to, I will speak up and try to be more clear, and hopefully that will mean that you learn more. Linda's in from Colorado Springs. Good Monday morning to you. Michelle in from Rockaway Beach. 50 degrees and sunny right now up in Oregon. That's exciting, unusual. Janice, looking forward to another week of music. Hey, Janice. Janice is in from Scotland. She joins us in the evening from there. Donna is in. Hello, Donna. In from local here. Vic is in from you, also from Oregon. She's got some clouds up in her neck of the woods, a little further south than Rockaway Beach. And then Melissa in from Boulder, and Jim in from northern Alberta. Blue skies, 20 degrees up there in Fort McMurray. Good to see you, Jim. All right, I made a Vietnamese coffee, and so I will be drinking that. I don't think they're very healthy, but that's what I'm having. Today, in this class, we're going to grab a copy of Happy Birthday. Let's start with that. And then we will also cover, we're going to go back and just review our Amazing Grace. We ran out of time last Friday to play that. And you'll see how the learning, or the main topic here in Happy Birthday, does go back directly to Amazing Grace, where in Amazing Grace we're working at trying to have the least amount of motion to get the job done. Happy Birthday, we got to move around a little bit more, but we use the same chords. And what you'll see is how some songs are more cooperative than others when we're working on this. So let's grab the Happy Birthday ukulele style, and then we will do the baritone stuff as well. So G-H, I'm trying to remember how to alphabetize and where H shows up in the alphabet. Happy Birthday Ukulele. All right, so first off, on this one I actually wrote down the baritone shapes, so you guys can just play right along with us, no problem this time. But before we get on to playing it, let's talk about the skill set that's going to be involved. One, we're going to revisit key of G today, and so make sure you're put your G chord on. Baritone, when we get to your version of the music, it'll be in the key of D, but this shape is still important. Okay, so G chord for ukulele players. Okay, your D7. Now on this song, you'll notice sometimes I give you D7 as a bar chord with your middle finger here, and sometimes I give it to you down there, measure 7, for example. You get a D7 like this. Now, when you first come to ukulele, you'd like to have just one of everything. You don't want to have two D7s. That's annoying. But what you'll find out is we have lots and lots of copies of every chord all the way up and down the neck. And so that's something as instrumentalists you'll get used to is sometimes the B flat is here and sometimes it's here. Sometimes the C chord looks like this. Sometimes it looks like this. Sometimes it looks like this. And so you're going to have these same chord names, different shapes a lot as an instrumentalist. Something that as a newer player, you're like, gosh, I wish it wasn't like that. But that's how it is. And so you'll get used to it. Rob made it in, 66 and sunny. Atomic Fire. He's been pushing atomic fireballs on us last week. I don't know. He must have bought stock in the company that makes those. Good to have you in, Rob. Q is in. Used to live in Texas. Oh my goodness, right? I hear Texas is Texas been in the news a little bit. I'm not positive I'd want to move there right now, but maybe someday. All right. So here's your chords. Okay, G chord, going to your D7, going to your C chord. Okay, those are your chords. Baritone players, your C chord here, D7 here, G chord here. Now, we know how this song goes, but let's make sure we know how it goes based on this. If you went to a strum along, they would just give you the words and the chords. Let's do it that way. From the top, in the key of G, baritone players, use your chords up there. 1, 2. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Now notice that eyeball thing. That's a fermata. It means hold on to it for a little while. And we've held on to it way longer than you're allowed to, right? We all have we all have agreed on how long that note should be in the real world. And I have just broken that rule. And you're like, come on, Gary, keep going. I'm ready to go. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Big takeaway here when you're working at home. Can you sing it normal and keep up with your chords? And so most of the time the answer is no, and so you slow it down. Slow it down with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so slow it down until you can at least keep the pacing steady and play it as slow as you have to get those chords on. Ukulele players, those are fairly complicated chords, right? They're not exactly easy. Baritone guys, you got a little bit easier. Your G chord goes to your C chord, goes to your D7 chord. That's your easy chords. But for ukulele, the key of G isn't quite as easy. It's still going to be a very common key. G, we spend a ton of time playing in G, C, F, some D, some A. And so G is one of these chords where keys where you're going to have to get comfortable with those chords that are in there. Remember, anytime you're in music, 1, 4, and 5 are going to show up. So for us, G chord, excuse me, G chord's on your thumb. If you put G here, then guess what happens? A, B, C, and D. C and D are going to be your other chords, and that's exactly what shows up in this song. If you're on baritone, you're going to be in the key of D, and when we get to your shapes, D, E, F, G, and A are going to show up as your main chords in your version of that. All right, now let's play through the melody. As I always recommend, you peek through and see what you're going to be dealing with. You see some 2s, you see some 3s. There's 1 5, and then there's no 1. So in this song, it makes a lot of sense to slide up to second position. Okay, you're in second position. Now your fingers are covering up every single fret, every single fret that you're going to need to play. You're not going to need to stretch. You're going to be more successful. Okay, so grab your 2 on the 3rd string. 1, 2. Oh, 2. Use your middle finger. 3, 2. Let it ring. Go to the 3rd string. 2, 2, oh, 2, oh on the 1st string, and then 3 on the 2nd string. Go back to the 3rd string. 2, 2. Pinky on the 1st string. 5. Then a 2 on the same string. 3 on the 2nd string, 2 on the 2nd string, and then a 0. Okay, 3s, use your middle fingers. 2 on the 1st string, 3 on the 2nd, 0 on the 1st string, and then 3. Okay. Now, exciting part about this song just became public domain, and so we're very excited. We no longer have to worry about teaching it, and everybody on the planet pretty much knows this song. So I was in Bulgaria one time, and they were some girls at the other table singing "Happy Birthday" in Bulgarian to their friend, and it was this tune. So that was kind of funny. Now let's play from. Let's split the job. Okay. You guys are on chords, I'm on melody. I'm going to play the melody. You give me 3 strums for each measure. 1, 2. Strum. Whoops, I messed it up. Keep going. When do you come in as the strummer? You don't. You wait till the first beat of 7, and then I come in first. Now you. Okay, let's play it one more time. The pickup note, there's no chord there, so you don't strum the pickup note, but you do start strumming at measure 1, the G chord. To birthday to you, strum happy birthday to you, strum happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Big strum. Don't do anything until I play happy, and then you come in birthday to you. One more time. You on chords. 1, 2. There's your chord. So now we're playing a duet. I can't hear your side, but I'm assuming it's perfect and beautiful and lovely. And I'm playing melody, right? And then ideally, in a perfect world, we would switch. I'd play the chords and you'd play the melody. It doesn't work quite as well online here. All right. So big takeaways here are you got G chord, D7 chord, and C. They go together. They're friends. Okay. Then the melody, the other takeaway is that because there are no 1s, it doesn't make a lot of sense to play in first position. You should play in second position. Then you just have to remember that you're playing in second position. And now these are 2s, these are 3s, and these are 5s. Okay, so your pinky is on that 5. It shows up only once. Other takeaways, you've got a fermata, measure, middle of measure 6. We have all agreed as in humanity how long that one is supposed to last, which is how I just played it. But you can make that any length you want. You can make it a little longer, a lot longer, or crazy stupid long. You get to decide that as a soloist. If you are singing this in a group of people, everybody's going to follow the official line of how long that fermata should be. But if you're on your own playing it as an instrumental piece, you can make it however long you want. And then let's talk tuff uke. Okay, so first 2 notes are 2s and 2s. Grab your G chord, in this type of playing, you're always going to grab the chord first, okay? And that means magically you've already got your 2s down, okay? So grab those. Get happy. Now you got 0, 2, 0. The problem is you're holding a 3 down here, so lift that up. 0, 2, 0. And then you're already holding the 2 down, so pluck that. Next note's a 3, so put your ring finger back down where it was. Okay, and then on D7 you have 2, 2, 2, so drop your 2, 2, 2 on there. That's your bar. Okay, talk to one of you guys that says, man, I'm still fighting my bars. You're going to fight your bars a lot. Don't worry about fighting your bars. It is something that you have to work on. Okay, then hit the 2s. Now you have 2, 2, 0. You could do this, but I'm not very double jointed, so I never do that. I just take these 2 fingers, put them on 2, 2, 0. And then I got a 2. I'm already holding it down. 0 on the first string. Measure 4. Put that G chord back on. And now you're already covering 0, 2, 3. Okay. Go grab 2 more 2s. Now you have 0, 2, 3, 5. Well, that's a G chord with your pinky up on 5. And then you take your pinky off. 0, 2, 3, 2. And then 0, 2, 3. That's your rest stroke again. Okay, now I have 2, 2, 2. I could either take all 3 fingers and make a D chord, or I can use my bar. Either one is acceptable. 2, 2, 2. And then 0, 0, 0. Okay, ring finger, grab those 2 3s. Measure 7, you got 0, 2, 3, 2. That's a G chord. Strum that. Hit the 3. Okay, 2, 0, 2, 0. That's why that D7, I'm using the other D7 here. And then go to your G chord, 0, 2, 3. Okay, let's play it together from the top. Baritone players, you're on chords. The ukulele players, you're trying tough uke. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're successful. It matters that you got a general idea of what you're supposed to do. Here we go. 1, 2. 2, 2, strum. 2, 3, strum. 2, 2, strum. 2. Oh, put your G chord on. Strum. 2, 2, pinky. Strum. Take your pinky off. Strum. 0, 2, 3. And 2, 2, 2. 0, 0, 0. Let it ring. Go grab your ring fingers. 3, 3. G chord. Hit the 3. D7 chord. And then back to a G chord. Okay, let's do it one more time so you have plenty of practice, and then you'll know what to work on at home. 1, 2. Let me start from the beginning. I made a mistake. I don't want to make a mistake on Happy Birthday. 1, 2. Finger. G chord. Okay, that's what you're working on. Is this song going to come up in your life? Probably. Yeah. Is this one that you would probably do a tough uke version of it? Probably not. You're probably going to strum and sing it, right? But there's no reason you couldn't do that. If, let's say that a friend of yours is having a birthday, and by the way, I know somebody here who's having a birthday. Happy birthday, Pam. We are looking at trying to, you might send them a video, right? Sit down in front of your phone, put the phone up there, and just play it as best you can. Stop recording, share, and send it, right? And then they will love it, whether you play it well or not. And So you might do that if you're on your own, and probably most of the time when you run into Happy Birthday, it is in a singing and strumming situation, and then you want to know your chords, right? Let's see, Rob says, Texans are known for fighting in bars. Oh, Texans are known for that, among many other things, Rob. Yes. Yeah, don't pick fights in bars, Rob. Try to get along with people, will you? All right, there's Happy Birthday. Let's play it on baritone. Okay, grab your baritone version of this. Baritone, baritone, baritone. Baritone. Takes me 20 minutes. We have so many songs, you guys. Happy Birthday, baritone. Where's my baritone? Here we go. All right. I need to update this sheet music a little bit, but we'll play what's on the sheet music. It's perfectly fine. Ukulele players, your D chord is right here. Index, middle, ring. Okay? That's what your D chord looks like. Your A7, it's just right here. Okay? And then your G chord, you just worked on that over there. Index, middle, ring. Those are your 3 chords. I'm going to update this sheet music and put some uke chords on it. This one comes up as a ensemble piece a lot, so might as well have both sets of chords on it. All right. Let's give it a try. Okay, very similar arrangement, little tiny bit different than the last one, but basically everything's still the same. Grab your D chord, A7, and G chord. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you. One more time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so those are your chords. Ukulele players, you guys are just strumming along like you do when you go to a ukulele jam. Q says, I did a little of that when living there. That's why she had to move to California to stop fighting. Nancy says, I have sent a video of Happy Birthday and they loved it. So everyone should plan on doing that, and same thing for. Yeah, and guys, when you have a ukulele, nobody has any expectations, right? So if you mess it up when you're making your video, nobody cares. They just love it that you did it, right? And so I'll give you a decent version of this to give you some thoughts as we wrap up here. But let's go through the melody. Same thing. Play the second position, guys. Ukulele players, you hang on to your chords and you play with me. From the top, 1, 2. 2, 2, strum, 2, 3, strum, 2, 2, strum, 2, oh, strum, 2, 2, pinky. Sound lovely. There's your top X. All right, let's play it through one more time and make sure that it's making some sense. We're playing in a duet at this point. Most of you guys have ukuleles. You're playing the chords. Those of you with baritones are trying to play the tough uke and seeing where you're at. Oh, Belinda's still got a cast on. Dang on it. Atomic fireballs are too dangerous for me. Some people climb Mount Everest. Some people give up candy. Well, the good news is if you climb Mount Everest and you come back, you're a hero. If you give up candy, you just can not do that and start eating candy again. And so So really, who's the real hero here? All right. Happy birthday. One last time. I'm going to do the prettiest version of Tough Uke that I can do. And baritone players, you're going to do that as well. And then ukulele players, you're going to back me up. And pretend, if you're sending this video over Facebook to somebody, you grab your laptop, you reach up, and you click, whatever software you have, record. And then here we go. 1, 2. Look up, you smile, you reach up, and you hit stop record on your phone, and then don't review it, just send it, right? I made a mistake of one note, who cares? No, they just love it that I sent it to them. You could spend all of your days, you know how Facebook will notify you whose birthday it is. You could just sit and play happy birthday to everybody rather than, sending them happy birthday, send, right? Stick on, send them a video or sing it to them. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. My best friend on Facebook. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. So that's happy birthday. Big takeaway from this. Ukulele players, you're in the key of G. G, A, B, C, and D are going to be their friends, right? Baritone players, you're in the key of D this week. D, E, F, G, and A are going to be your chords that come up. And guess what? D, A's, and G's are in this song. So, as always, I spend a lot of time talking about 1-4-5 arrangements in ukulele, primarily because when you go to a strum along and they're handing out the lyrics and chords pages, it's helpful to know how music works and how it fits together, and you'll be like, oh, this song's in C, I think I know my chords in C, and you probably don't need to spend a ton of time worrying about it. But if they hand out a song that's in F sharp minor, you may have a whole nother set of things to worry about. All right, so there's happy birthday. I would work on that. Here's the thing I tell almost all of my classes. You're not really going to take your ukulele out to the campfire. You're not really going to be on stage at Red Rocks on a ukulele. You're not really taking your ukulele through the airport and doing, singing on the concourse there and making $20. But you are almost certainly going to have an opportunity to play Happy Birthday for somebody. And it would be nice to be able to do it without sheet music. Right? It would be cool. And I will tell this once. I have one story where we have a advanced ukulele group here in town, and they are a super fun group to hang out with. And they're so advanced that I play drums for them because I just can't. It's too much work to keep up with them. And we were at a gig one time, and the MC came up and she says, hey, somebody out there has a birthday. Would you guys mind playing Happy Birthday for them? And they kind of went into a tiny bit of a panic because, of course, we didn't have Happy Birthday in our books. We hadn't been working on it. I had to run upstairs and print out some copies of Happy Birthday because everybody kind of freaked out just a little bit. And you don't want that on Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday is going to come up as a thing. Just know how you play. Just memorize the chords, memorize how you play it. Whether you do it tough uke or melody or chords doesn't matter. What matters is that you just know how to play Happy Birthday on an ukulele, because it will come up and it is kind of fun. Super fun to send people those videos. What Nancy's mentioning, even if Nancy played it perfect or if she played it horrible, it doesn't matter. Whoever she sent it to would have loved it, right? And so that's awesome. Let's see. Q asks, with regular ukulele, what is the fingering and chord for the lead-in measure before 1? You don't use a chord on those lead-ins. You don't. Very rarely does it happen. So in this case, for example, on the baritone, it's the same exact thing apply there. You don't use the chord. Happy, happy. It helps the singer. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so you don't use a chord on pickup notes typically. It's not 100% true, but most of the time you probably won't use a chord on a pickup note. You just use the two melody notes. And then, so that's the first question. And then Mary asks, what's the finger moves on the fifth thing at birthday? Oh, so in the fifth fret, I think you're talking about this, Mary. When you get to the fifth fret and you've got your D chord on with your pinky up here, for ukulele, it's a G chord with your pinky. That's the shape you want to do. And then take your pinky up, and then 0, 2, 3. Just leave it. So the G chord, or D chord in this case for baritone, doesn't change at all. It's just hanging out there, and your pinky jumps up to 5. Now, when you're newer, this jumping your pinky up here to 5, I talk about all the time. Yeah, just do that. It's pretty hard in the beginning to do that, and it is going to take a little bit of time before your finger to stretch out and be willing to go up to 5 to do that. I think I'm answering your question, Mary. I hope. What's the finger moves on the fifth thing at birthday? So I hope that we're talking about birthday, dear Joe. I think that's what you're talking about, Mary, and hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, reaching your pinky up there can be quite a bit of challenge at first. And then, just to dash my dreams against the rocks. Lynn's like, wait a minute. I totally thought I was going to put on a beret, and I was going to wear a weird dress, and I was going to get to go stand up in front of the Pepsi, not the Pepsi, they don't call it Pepsi. Let's pick a I'm trying to think a Met Stadium. What do they call that? I forgot. They changed the name of the Met Stadium, and she was going to be performing there. I don't know any arenas in New Jersey. You might, right? There's those of you who can manifest that in your lives and will turn a ukulele into a thing. It's possible. It is not beyond the realm of possibility. There are some people who go to stand up on the stage and play ukulele. Their names are Taylor Swift, and I think that might be the complete list. But there's no reason at all why you can't be the next Taylor Swift, right? You need to be 17. You need to be cute as a bug's ear. You need to play songs about how much you hate your ex-boyfriend, and you can do it. So there's that. So there you go, Lynn. If all that's true, I will be the first in line to buy tickets. Mary says, yes, that was her question. It's the pinky challenge, right? The pinky challenge. This has to happen, guys. G shape with your pinky on 5. That's something that's going to be a part of your life. In the beginning, that's very hard to do. If you have to, you can drop your ring finger and move your middle finger over there. Now you have index, middle, pinky. Get the same thing. I don't like that because guess what happens? The very next chord, you take your pinky off. Well, now you got to put your G chord back together. So it's just better if you can put a G chord on and put your pinky up there. It's harder on baritone, obviously, because frets are further apart. But it is. I make them do it on guitar too, right? On guitar, even I'm like, oh, that's quite a stretch. But you can do it, and it just takes some time to get your hand where it's going to be like, all right, fine. I don't like it, but we'll do it. All right. So happy birthday. Try to memorize it. Try to put some legit time in on it. It's going to come up. And even when Lynn is out there, playing, her gig in Yankee Stadium. I don't know. Are New Jersey people allowed to go to the Bronx? And she's up there and she's knocking out her Grammy Award nominated album. She might end up having to play Happy Birthday for somebody, and she'll be ready. Okay, happy birthday. Before we leave today, I want to take just a minute to replay. We didn't have a chance to get to it on Friday, and I do want to play through Amazing Grace. Okay, we're not going to study it necessarily today, but I want to refresh your memory so that this week you can put some time in, because we are going to play it again this Friday, and I just don't want it to get too far away from your head and then be like something else you have to pick up. So grab your Amazing Grace ukulele version. Okay, and the big takeaway on Happy Birthday is, hey, this might be one to memorize. Okay, Amazing Grace, not in the same category. With Amazing Grace, we're trying to move as little as possible. Lynn at the Meadowlands. Tonight, one show only. Lynn Fernandez, live and in color. All right. Oh my gosh, that would be so exciting, Lynn. Okay. They're not currently allowed in Brooklyn. Or the Bronx. Man, Yankee Stadiums is up in the Bronx. Back in the 80s when I was doing a little bit of stuff in New York, you didn't go to the Bronx. I mean, or seriously, that was not for tourists at all. All right, things have changed. Amazing Grace, grab your G chord. Remember, your goal is to do the least amount of work possible over here. Okay, from the top. 1, 2. 2, strum. 2, 3, strum. 0, oh, 0, 0, 3. Oh, put your G chord back on. 2. 2, strum. 2, 3, strum. 0 with your middle finger. Bar chord on 2, pinky on 5. 2, 3, 1, 2. Pinky off. Look what shows up here again. G chord with your pinky, put it on, and then go. 2, 3. Strum. Lose your middle finger. 0, 0, 3. Hit the 0. Put your G chord back on. 0, 2, 3. 2, 3. A nice bar here. 2, 2, 2, 2. Open. And then put your G chord on one last time. That's what you're going for. That is a lot harder to play than it looks. And the big takeaway is to try not to overthink it. Let your G chord hang out as long as you can on here. You can play all the way to the middle of measure 2 just by holding your G chord, and then it starts to come apart a little bit. And then in measure 4, you put it right back on, and you can play all the way into measure 6. So we're really working and focusing in on getting G chord on in this series. Okay, so when we first start in ukulele, I give you A chord just to get your hands where they're, or the key of A, to get your hands where they're starting to make chord shapes. Then we move on to the key of C, which is the ukulele friendly one. Not so friendly on baritone, but friendly on ukulele. And in there we find out that G chord is your hard one to play. Well, then we're going to spend the next week really diving into G chord and making sure that you're putting it on a lot so that your hands start to get used to that shape. And then obviously continuing to develop your skills around playing chord melody or tough uke. We want that to start to be a thing that makes a little bit of sense to you. When you first meet it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But over time, that's exactly how you're going to want to play, and that's why you don't want to just be like, oh, I don't know how to do this, right? Give it a whirl, find out where your learning is going well, and then find out also in music what you play well. Nobody cares about that, right? What we really care about is, hey, where are you struggling? Let's go dig into those specific issues. Let's grab the baritone version real quick, and we'll play that, and then we'll be out of here. Baritone, Amazing Grace. Okay, ukulele players, your chords are again a D chord, just like we had before, another G chord, just like we had before, and of course A7, just like we had before. Okay, that's your A7. Okay, because we're still in the key of D, E, F, G, and A. Come along for the ride. It's just like mathematically highly likely when you are in these particular keys that the other chords show up for the ride. One time through, 3 beats per measure. Ukulele players, give me those chords. 1, 2. really nice, right? It sounds nice on baritone with this string just sort of ringing along, doing its deal. Sounds really pretty. Okay, guys, that's our Monday. Tomorrow, whoops, just about got to buy a new baritone there. Hold on. Let me put it in the stand where it belongs. How about that? There we go. Look how lovely. Tomorrow, we will be digging into La Cucaracha, and La Cucaracha, we're going to play the ukulele in a way we have not dared do it before. You'll notice how everything we're playing is soft, and beautiful, and easy to get along with. Ba-dum, ba-da-dum, or da-da-dum, dum, dum, dum. When you get to La Cucaracha, we're going to play it like a cockroach. Ding, 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 ding. So tomorrow we get to work on staccato. It's my favorite, not my favorite, but pretty close to one of my favorites lessons that we get to do, because we get to make some crazy sounds on your ukulele. So, and again, we'll be continuing to dig into key of G for ukulele players and D for baritone players. And then on Wednesday, after I make you do all of this crazy staccato playing tomorrow, then on Wednesday we bring it right back to da dum dum dum, and nice and beautiful. And on Thursday we have Home on the Range, which is my favorite arrangement in the level 1 program. Absolutely beautiful tune, and hopefully by then you've got everything put together. Feel free, you guys, you know what you're doing now, to go ahead and look ahead. I try to bring some context to the music of why it's there. There's nothing in level 1 or in foundations class here that is not that's extra. Like, I don't have anything in there. Every piece of music serves a role in helping you understand how to play ukulele as a chord melody player, as a duet partner, and as a singer and strummer. So every single thing we do has some reason for being there. And by the time we get to lesson 30, you're going to be like, yeah, I can totally play ukulele. Or you'll get there and you'll be like, I don't know what he talked about. I'm going to go do it one more time. So there's that. All right, guys. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. I'm going to pull the plug. Let me make sure. Lynn was starring at the Meadowlands a little bit ago. Rob says, Lynn has inspired me to climb Mount Everest and eat an entire. So Rob's combining all three of his things. He's going to climb Mount Everest, which, you know, he's a big rock climber down there in Texas. And then he's going to carry up an atomic fireball up there. And then he's going to try to eat that while playing the ukulele. So, yeah, it's going to be, we're looking forward to the video, Rob. It's going to be great. By the way, that's why you memorize stuff. So when you climb Mount Everest to play your ukulele, you don't need to take sheet music up there, right? You just crawl over, you know, all of the trash and dead bodies that are collecting up on Mount Everest, and then you play your ukulele. Lynn saying, take your uke. Janice says, major 7, I can stretch the pinky to 5, so just play. Yep, you could do that. Yep. Janice, no. Opposite of that. If you can't stretch your pinky to 5, you want to play the 5 and not the 2-2-2. You want to play the melody. Okay, so what Janice is saying, hey, at major 7, I'm putting this bar on, my pinky won't quite reach there. Should I just do this? You want to get the melody in, because what you're going to end up playing is... Okay, so play the 5 and abandon the 2-2-2. Now, Janice, over time, this is not going to be a problem. And when you're first learning to play, our hands are like this, right? And so over time, we got to get them to open up and let these tenons loosen. And we'll talk about that a little bit this week. It's not unimportant that Mr. Spock has the solution to your stretching to 5 problems. Okay, so we're going to be working on starting to talk our tenons into doing some crazy things with our hands. And one of those is to stretch your pinky out away from its buddy. They're not comfortable with that at all. But yeah, so I love that question, Janice. If you can't play 2-2-2-5, you play the top note, which is 5 in this case. Mary, good to see you. Linda, glad you're here. Let's get that cast off. Nancy, many thanks for what you're doing. Have a great day, Nancy. Good to see you. Jim, thanks. Have an awesome remainder of the day. Yep, everybody enjoy their afternoon. Rob, I'll bring my... It's fun, y'all. Oh, Rob. Okay, gonna pull the plug. You guys have an awesome afternoon, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Next hour, we've got a bunch of stuff going on, so feel free to stop by and hang out with us in there as well. Oh, the pinky. Yeah, some people do have that architecture, huh, Janet? I got a woman who has a crazy index finger. She cannot play some of these chords that she has to play, so we're busy thinking up alternatives for her as well. So yeah, very normal. So yeah, two things happen over time. You just get better at stuff, and so the physical limitations you face initially are different than the ones you face later on. But we all face them in one way or another. You know, my pinky is just a little bit shorter than it needs to be to play some of the stuff I work on guitar, and so I'm constantly like, all right, crud, here comes that one thing. What am I going to do to survive? Yeah, part of it. It's part of the fun. Michelle, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I will see y'all tomorrow, and I'm going to pull the plug.